New York's the baby now, and it's like, what it's like.
It's a big.
This thing's gonna grow up. I mean, it's gonna be one of the largest markets in the world.
It's like horse hooves.
This show often teaches people how the sausage is made in the cannabis industry and now in the cheese industry. I bet you know how to make sausage too, don't you, Adam?
Yeah, but I make cheese too.
We're not even
so
gonna talk about the sausage. Oh, I'm good on that.
When I make chev though, like the goat cheese, like I make raw cheese. So like I heat that. I get the fresh milk out of my goat. I put it in a pot. I add some enzymes to it, and then I put a cheesecloth on it for 12 hours or 8 hours, and then it's like a nice firm curd after, and I cut it up, I put it in a cloth and I hang it, or I'll put it in like the fridge or something, and all the whey comes out, which is good for your hair, it's good for like, it's protein, it's good for ferment, like I use it to put on plants, it's good bacterial dominant nutrient for your soil, so it's bitchin', high in calcium, really accessible calcium, so it'll make your plants boost. And then without any sodium lockout because it's low sodium because there's no salt. And then and then you got like goat chev. And you toss some herbs in there and salt to help like cure it, you know. And then if you let it age and you have an ager, then you make harder cheese.
Gosh. Hopefully I never have to get to the point where I'm making my own cheese.
How do you get to like the sharpest cheddar? Like what's the way? Like how do you do different sharpnesses?
So that's and by the way, like I actually don't like cheese.
Which I thought
I like some cheeses, but I'm very like
the biggest cheese distributor in the Northeast. And they had
but the sharper it goes either depends on like the style, how it's aged, so what kind of room, like how long it's aged, as well as the enzyme, the culture used to age that cheese. Yeah. So like there's different types of cultures and like it gets really sciencey. But lots of
really
different cultures, and each one reacts at different temperatures and creates different like amounts of carbon dioxide, microbes, right? So all microbes smell different.
Microbes. We hear about microbial impurities a lot in the cannabis world. But microbes aren't always bad, right? A lot of times microbes are pretty good.
Yeah. So like, aspergillus is something that a lot of people in the cannabis industry fail in their tests for.
Yeah.
And aspergillus exists in everything. It's like in the air that we breathe. It's like all over the place. So that's why there are people who are working on writing like white papers and research and proving that aspergillus doesn't. It's like it's harmless, you know. It's like saying your sweat is like top, you know. It's like saying you get your sweat on the plant or your hair on the plant, and it's like fail. It's like come on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they want everybody in white lab coats on the plants with gloves and, you know, clean cannabis. Stage 1 podcast.
Oh shit!
From legacy to legal, stoop to store. You know how we do.
Fuck, caught me off guard.
I did. I wanted to scare everybody back into the reality of where we're at. We're talking farming and cheese making, which is amazing, and that I love the depth. The depths we'll get to in this show. You want to learn how to make cheese? Watch the Stage 1 podcast. So we're gonna do some introductions. You know me. I'm Mert, one of the owners of Stage 1 and the host here of Stage 1 podcast. I'll pass the mic to the left-hand side.
Chantel. Hey.
Farmer Adam.
Call me Wyatt. Wyatt stinks so good. Nah, it's your Buddha boy, LRX, in the building.
Buddha.
Mat Catalano.
Everybody, give it up for Mat Catalano! Special guest, Mat Catalano, who I will say is like famous in the New York cannabis industry. Everybody knows Matt. Matt is killing it. I don't care what brand you work for. If I say Matt, you know who Matt is. But Matt represents 1906. Woo! Very popular product. We love 1906. They got a real dope deal going on right now of 2 packs of the sleep pills for $1, which is just like
$1.19.
coming. Yeah, I mean, you know, we'll call it $1. It's $1.20, whatever. For $1, under $2, you get 2 sleep pills. It's a pretty crazy deal. Come in the store and pick yours up, and then try some love pills or some genius pills. Get some love beans. You know, pair them with some Tyson, because Tyson is another brand that Matt reps, as well as Hudson Cannabis. So shout out to Matt. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, we'll keep it down the line.
All right, I'm Vernon, you know what I mean, holding down inventory every day.
Ricky Bandana, aka Mickey Bandaniels.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
Scotty Knox, aka Scotty Pax. And here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah.
All right. So I thought today we'd talk about side hustles, because for me, before this, selling weed was always a side hustle. I had all these other jobs, and then I'd sell weed on the side. Now it's the main hustle. Like, I don't have any other side hustles anymore. Now the weed is the main hustle. But it was a very important side hustle. So I thought we would just talk about side hustles in general and how important they are in the culture we live in these days, and why we think that is, and kind of touch on some of the side hustles that each one of us have had in the past. So who wants to talk about a side hustle they got going on?
How about we start with the guy who makes cheese? Goats and shit.
Yeah. Let's talk about I think Adam has like less of a side hustle, more of just like this lifestyle, but like his lifestyle is a side hustle.
My goat had a side hustle.
Hey, see, there you go.
So here, all right, Adam, talk about what you were talking about earlier with your goats. What do you got going on with your goats right now?
Yeah, well, I'm actually trying to. I actually just sold all my goats.
Just sold all the
I
goats.
sold all my goats.
That's a side hustle.
Changing things up. But
I'm a
for a
foot nine next
while,
month.
I wanted the goats to be their own
Prices
business.
go up.
So last summer when I was farming,
Waiting for the drought.
I had, her name is Snowflake. I had Snowflake have her own little wallet. So sometimes at markets when they were slow, you know, I would be hustling my cheese. They'd be like, "Oh, I got some goat cheese, you know, fresh." Or like, "Oh, you got milk?" Like, "Yeah, I got raw milk." Pull out like a half gallon of milk in the jar, fresh that morning, and then some days Snowflake would make more money than me, because cheese makes more than veggies.
Yeah.
So you know, Snowflake soon was like the queen of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
She was supporting me. I was like, "Snowflake, can I borrow some money?"
I heard goats like eat everything. I heard the good side hustle for goats is to like have them go on people's land and eat it down, like eat all the brush and shit. Do you ever do that with your goats?
Yeah, so I go on free range walk. My goat was free range, so I just like let her out every morning and she'd just go walk around. No fence needed. She'd just go eat at the trees. And then I rotated the sheep, so we mowed the lawn. We mowed like about a 5-acre area. And now I'm reaping the rewards of that, because I harvest the animal and I get the meat from it. And I get the hide, and I get the bones, and I get all the organs and everything.
Wow.
So that we get to like
Lucky you.
use it all. And, oh man, if you haven't had heart before, it's the flaming gun of the organ, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, right.
That's just
That's how you start a podcast, baby. That's how you start a weed podcast.
I love it. It's all love.
Respect it.
You gotta.
That's so amazing. I think it's amazing. Honestly, I think that's really
it is
cool.
amazing.
Farmers just eat them, bro.
Because they do all the shit we can't do and don't want to do. You
They don't
know?
know how to do.
And even to like know what parts of it is safe to eat, what
Right.
parts is not. You know what I mean? I'm sure like you have your way of working through everything.
Yeah, you don't want to
Nothing
cut.
goes
You don't
to
want to
waste.
cut a couple things open, or your meat's spoiled.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got to learn how to fillet a goat. You know, it's definitely not something that you innately know. I'm sure you had to be taught, or you like learned your lessons the hard way. I don't know. Did somebody teach you how to do that?
I taught myself for the goat and sheep. A mix. So like I learned. So I when I farmed in Oregon, we did a lot of chickens and turkeys, and so like I got the hang of like that. And then when I moved to Washington, I helped my friends on their homestead, and they did it, but I watched. And then I was on my own farm, and I was like, I had to take care of a goat who wasn't behaving, so I had to like kind of do it sooner than I was wanting to.
Yeah.
So then I just like, I did what I had.
You got to do the thing. We always talk about on the podcast doing the thing, like getting there and like you watched, but then when you had to do it, you just did it.
And now we can like put a sheep in the ground and have a stage 1 luau.
I'm with that. Yeah, I don't want to fillet the goat. I don't want to with that part, like have all the organs out of it by the time you bring it here, put it on the spigot and shit. Yeah. Oh, okay. Or I mean, I wouldn't mind like cooking roasting it, but
okay. Yeah. No, I'm not. We're gonna do that. That's not how I roll.
All right. Jay, I know you've had some side hustles in your day. Let's talk about,
I'm going.
Couple two trees.
Let's talk about some of your side hustles.
Well, I mean, I feel like there's the one that most of us in this room have had. I sort of a little butt on the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The yoga.
Let's talk about that. That's what I want to talk about.
For sure.
Because you don't just like do yoga on the side. Like you have certifications. There's a reason that you can stand on your head and rap for 5 minutes straight.
Definitely.
Like that doesn't come from just like whatever. It's not like a
it's
fluke.
not naturally. I mean, kind of naturally, but it's like it's a culmination of different things.
You hone some skills.
That came from me, like when I started doing yoga, I just kind of went into it and like had skill already because I was naturally athletic and like I would already meditate and I already had a certain understanding of the chakras and just moving my body. I dance.
Yeah.
So I went and like a lot of the stuff came to me kind of easy, but then until I took the training, like you were saying, I took a 200-hour teacher's course, and that's where I learned the specifics of like where these things come from, like what's the difference between like the foot placements of one pose, warrior 1 to warrior 2, and then also the 8 limbs, the yoga, you know what I mean? That's basically a set of rules that you would have to abide by. It's kind of like similar to the 10 Commandments, but not the same. They're different rules, in the same realm though.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And
rules to live by.
Yes. And then I also read one of the books I had to read was A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and that's an amazing book. I recommend it for anybody. Like literally changed my life. It taught me about the ego, and then through all of that, that's when I was able to. After I got certified, I was able to start teaching. I've taught in multiple different studios. I taught at Lark Street Yoga. I taught at Grounded Goddess. That's a crystal shop over on J Street. I still teach there from time to time, but basically I have like a more chill practice, you know what I mean? Like I don't really do the power yoga. I do that more of a meditative. I like to do a candlelight yoga. And it's basically at the end of the night. It's more like it has a peak part to where we're gonna start moving, but it's more meditative, more mindful movement. I call it a moving meditation. I didn't come up with that, but that's
what you. Yeah.
I mean? And
soon come wake and bake yoga upstairs in the Foster House studios.
They can call it pot yoga. Not hot yoga. Call it pot yoga.
Pot yoga. Yeah, I like it.
No,
fire. Nice.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
That's like your biggest side hustle for you but it's not even like a hustle as much as it's like again a lifestyle, like much like Adams.
Yeah, for sure. And even like I never really was like just too focused on the money. You know what I mean? So I do it more for the spirituality practice. Like I've learned so much from it. It's benefited from me. Like with the standing on my head and rapping, that just came from me doing headstands. Like that's just one of my favorite things to do. When I first learned how to do it, I learned that in the teacher training class, and then like I kind of just picked it up mad easy. There's certain poses that just came natural to me, and I felt because of that, so I'm gonna stay with these poses and see what there is there for me to learn, where else I can go from it. And then from that, I would just be sitting in headstands for a minute, and then one day I was like, you know what? Because remember in the video for Ego,
For Ego, yeah.
I was doing yoga poses.
Speaking of which, we put that video out yet?
No.
No.
Not
They
yet.
don't put shit out.
You don't put it out.
Nah, I put out the menu.
You put out the menu.
I put out the menu.
All right. We
You know
have to
what I'm
put Ego out though, because
All
that video is stupid. So that we're sitting
Put
here
it out
talking
tomorrow.
about it. Remember
Put it out
the Ego? I do remember it. It was a while ago. No one else
Nobody
remembers
else
that
seen it.
shit though.
Nobody else
Nobody
seen it.
see. It's a dope ass video, and I'm
Yeah.
one of the privileged few to have ever seen it.
That's
It's
what's up.
cinematic. It's got
Yeah,
some
no.
bad.
Yeah, I got
It is
you.
where you debuted the standing on your head and rapping thing.
No, because I didn't. I was only in wheel pose. And I only held it for like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But then one day I was just like, once I got really advanced in my practice, and I was just like, let me see if I could do it. And I tried it. First time I tried it, I did it. And then my mind was blown. I was like, yo, they not ready for this shit.
And no, still no one's ready for that shit.
You know what I'm saying? So now I've developed, I feel like I'm going to do more songs with more poses and
Yeah.
just bring different shit and like bring that into my performance.
Yeah.
Make it like
Music.
yes, exactly. I call it meditation music. Like, also I was calling it mountaintop music. Because I feel like it brings that same feeling of peace. Like, meditate,
Yeah.
world of what ifs,
Yeah.
talk a little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still, most of y'all never heard any of these songs. 'Cause I can put them out, but
well,
soon you
I've
will.
heard them all.
Well, yeah, right,
I've
right.
intimately played on
Yeah,
all of them.
word.
And I'm
You
a
made them
big,
shits with me.
big part of all of them. So
Hell
I know
yeah.
they're all very meaningful to me.
Right.
So it's like you and I are having a private conversation in front of all these people. Until you put this fucking music out there.
For sure, nah, I feel you. We're gonna start with Ego though. By the time this pod
Yes.
comes out, Ego's gonna
Ego's
be out.
gonna be out. All right.
Yeah.
So all right, go watch Ego, everybody. It's
Yes.
on YouTube right now.
Yes.
This shit is. We just talked about how he hasn't released it yet, but so when we recorded this, he hasn't released it yet. But by the time this shit drops, it'll be out.
Facts.
right.
Hold me to it.
All right, I'm holding you to it. So go watch
This
it
cat.
on YouTube right now after this episode's over. Not right now. After this
Yeah,
episode's over. The next thing you watch.
There's a link right here. That's
It's gonna be
right here.
It's gonna be the Ego video, right? And then go down the Foster House rabbit hole, the Stage One Foster House rabbit hole of videos, because we have a lot of them out there.
That's a fact.
Yeah, cool. Chantel, have you ever had a side hustle?
I have.
All right, let's talk about your side hustle.
Yeah, my side hustle is actually astrology and reading birth charts. And like it gets a bad rap. Like I'm not one of those people that do like pop astrology. Like I don't fuck with you because you're a Gemini. Like it's the whole I don't believe in that. Like I think I use it as a tool. So like it's just something like therapy or like self-help books. So it's actually really cool. Like it feels like I can peek into like people's brains a
I
little
mean,
bit.
you just did some
Yeah.
psychic ass shit a second ago. She was like,
Yeah.
well, before Matt was here, she was like, "Is Matt? Are you able to let Matt in?" And then the phone rang. It was Matt. Like literally that second. Yeah, it's
That's
pretty.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt the energy.
like that happens all the time. Like all the time. It's wild.
Gotta hone into that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I have been a lot, like within the last year. So, and like astrology has helped too. Like just even reading my chart and understanding like my chart and my gifts and stuff. It's been really cool, and it like helps me understand people a lot better and how to like work with them, because I feel like a lot of people work against each other and we have these perceptions. But when you can understand like, okay, like not like negative side, but we all have like astrology, like higher vibrating side and lower vibrating side, and it's just like incorporating all of that and learning how to do that. And I like to help people understand that about themselves, because
She's really good at it too.
And using all your vibrations, right? And properly figuring out.
like whenever I give readings, it's really important to me that it like I take my ego out of it, because it has nothing to do with me. These people's charts, it's them, so I want them to get what they need out of it. I want to be able for them to receive it, however they need to. And like it's not about like being right, it's just about like the person that wants the reading receiving the message that they need to hear, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how I use it. That's my side hustle.
All right. Anybody needs their chart read, you know where to go. Chantel got you.
I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah.
Nice. So, Mat Catalano, let's talk about your side hustles.
Yes, sir. I mean, I feel like I'm always doing just a little bit of everything, but my main hustle is all tied in with my side hustle, which is doing everything, just building like the most amazing cannabis network, within that network, all the possibilities. Like, I have an event coming out in May. Everybody within the industry is going to get a free QR code, and it's probably going to be down at the THC Museum. So hopefully by the time this releases, it's either right around the corner or,
All right. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, my company's CannaWorld, and then, that's really, it's events, a little bit of consulting, but the whole entire purpose why that company was founded was to be able to provide a community and like that sense of feeling like we're all belong to something bigger.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's like whether you guys know it or not, you're all a part of the CannaWorld community.
Hell yeah, we are. Oh, we know it.
I can always rely on you guys, and I feel like, it's the feeling's mutual, and
Hell yeah.
it's really, really special,
It is. That's what I love about this. That's one of the biggest things I love about the cannabis industry so far, and joining it and being a part of it, is that sense of community. Like, I've met so many super cool people that are all like from different walks of life, but have this one thing that binds us all together, that is like, I don't know, makes everything okay for whatever. I don't know how it does it, but it just does. And we're all just like, everybody's just like happy to see each other. And it's just like, I met you at the Fernway party on the rooftop at MJ Unpacked.
Yes, the first MJ Unpacked.
The first
in New
MJ
York.
Unpacked in New York. Yeah.
That's so crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like, we're talking about almost 2 years ago?
No, it's like a year ago.
A year ago?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, it's like over a year ago. A little bit over. Yeah, just over a year ago.
It's just crazy.
And I met Joe from Rove there too. Same thing, and at the same party, and we were all like hanging out together, and it was like, and we didn't know the business we were going to be doing with each other yet. It was like so fresh. We had just gotten our license. You had just started working for 1906, or I don't know, maybe you were with them in Massachusetts, but you were now fresh coming into New York with the brand, and you gave me flyers, and I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. Fucking chocolate's nice. I was like, this is dope. Fuck it. I had the 1906 pills, the Genius pills. My sister brought me some of those from Boston, like on vacation in Cape Cod. That was dope. And then here you are, dude. You've been here like a dozen times. You're always in the house. Like whenever Matt is in the house, it's a fucking great day.
For sure.
It's an incredible crew you guys have.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's really, like, I mean, every dispensary has like something special about it. But like, coming over and hanging out, it's always just a great time. So, I mean, it starts from the top, but you can just tell the energy is just incredible.
Yeah.
It's all about the vibe.
You feel it, and I think that's what the rest of the community, around Albany and Rensselaer. I said Rensselaer, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Hit me with it.
I would say it's Rensselaer. Rensselaer. Now I'm gonna. Then the only. Yeah, I called it. I've lived here my whole life. Called it Rensselaer my whole life.
Okay.
Then I went in front of the Common Council when they were like giving us the ability to use this building to sell cannabis out of, and I like went and just did this speech, and I thanked them, and I thanked the whole city of Rensselaer, and then after they were like, we're really happy to have you. Just going forward, make sure you call it Rensselaer.
They said that.
They absolutely called me out in front of the whole Common Council. It was like, don't worry about it, no big deal. But I'm like forever sealed in my Rensselaer, and I will correct everyone.
Because they told you to make sure.
All of it. This is my community now. Like I can't, I'm not playing any games.
That's so funny. I'll never forget that. So
Rensselaer. Yeah.
Rensselaer.
Super happy to be here tonight.
Oh man, we're happy to have you, dude. In Rensselaer. Yeah.
Nice.
Vernon, what you got for a side hustle?
I mean, I'm I'm a little bit younger than y'all. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, but the younger generation has to have side hustles.
Yeah, you weren't scamming or nothing?
I get my hands on. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in middle school, I used to sell Pop Tarts for $1. You only got one Pop Tart for that $1.
For that dollar.
Just
one Pop-Tart.
Not Pop Tarts for $1. Not a pack
Pop-Tart.
for $1. You broke that
$10 off a $4 box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would just keep doing that for
Flip.
a week, and then before you know it, I'm in 8th grade with like $50, $60. Like what?
Yeah.
I'm crazy at the corner. Yeah, I did that, and then I sold glass because I have a lot of bongs. You know what I mean? I have 14, 15 bongs right now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I did a little bit of that, but yeah, a little different dabble here and there.
No doubt. Shit, about to have to do Vernon's glass segment with Scott right after Scotty's kicks. You know what I'm saying?
Every fucking day.
Yeah, that's dope. For some weeks at least. Yeah, no doubt. That's dope. That's dope. Ricky, how about you? What's your side hustle?
Just selling weed, sold weed mostly. I fucked with it. Sold weed.
Soul weed.
Yeah, I sold weed mostly. Making music. I used to play basketball too. I used to run games on basketball courts.
Ooh.
I'm nice. I can
Nice
ball.
out. You can ball?
I got a zip on a game with Vernon. Yeah, we talked about it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yo, we gotta record that.
I'm nice, bro.
We gotta have it.
We did. We gotta come out.
He's on
Shoot the stage one.
Stage one gotta
The
be
stage
on
one on one.
shit.
We got stage one on one. Stage one on one. We do the tournament. The stage one-on-one tournament.
We should.
That's actually dope as fuck.
Hell yeah.
That is dope as
This
fuck.
summer, I'm calling it. We're doing the stage one-on-one tournament. You don't have to work at stage one to be in. You just got to sign up. You got to be a Cannabis employee.
I'll
Come
play.
through and fucking sign up.
I'll beat somebody.
I'll beat somebody.
That's hilarious. Me and you, one on one. I'm scraping you, son. I'm scraping you.
Oh, man. Scotty Knox, what's your side hustle?
It's a tough one. Well,
You don't sell your sneakers, do you?
That's what I was about to say. All right, so I would say my main hustle has always been cannabis, but I definitely have resold sneakers and streetwear for profits at times. Kind of a side hustle, but I would say my side hustle has been music.
Music, yeah.
I worked at a legit recording studio for 3 years down in New York City under a guy that did a lot of my favorite albums of all time growing up, like Mobb Deep. He did Nas records. He's did shit for Wu-Tang. He's you name it, he's done it. Like everyone but Hov. Like that's how it felt. Like he had so many credits. So I did that for 3 years, but that was like my side hustle. You know, I wasn't depending on that money. You know.
Yeah, you're depending on your weed money, right?
Yeah.
You were commuting for that too.
Yeah,
right?
there was a lot of commuting. You know, I'd be sleeping.
They're like opposites.
I was just doing it for experience.
I was making music, and then for my main hustle, and then selling weed on the side, and then you were fucking selling weed for your main hustle and making music on the side.
Shit, I was even doing some sessions up here in Albany.
You were. You did a couple sessions at the Armory. You did.
What about the shows?
And then I was gonna say, also another extension of the music. I was doing a concert promotion for a minute. I was throwing some pretty decent sized dubstep shows at Upstate Concert Hall.
Yeah.
And brought in some pretty big acts and had a nice little run.
That's a good side.
Yeah,
that's
we had a
good
nice
hustle
little run,
right there. Throwing shows. We gotta do some of those. We gotta start
Let's
planning
do it, man.
our first like major. I mean, I'm already like in my head have the whole fucking thing planned, but we gotta actually execute it. We gotta do the thing, and I need everybody's help. So we're gonna do the shit. We're gonna definitely do like a major.
You already spoke on the next.
Concept.
You still thinking about doing that one you were talking about?
Yeah, well, I don't know what the dude that I talked to about it, the guy that does all these farmers markets or whatever, he's like has plans, but he wants to do something with he's like into politics because farmers markets and politics like go hand in hand. If you want to be no, seriously, if you want to like throw a fucking farmers market in a municipality, it takes a lot of politicking, right?
Yeah.
You have to work with all of the city planners and the mayors, because you're going into the park and you're setting things up and you got dozens of vendors, and you know it's a lot of stuff, and it's a lot of hoops to jump through. And he was talking to me a lot about problems in Albany, and he was the one that did the farmers market in Rensselaer that we did our CGS at. That's how I know him. So he wants to do like a Capital Cannabis Cup. Right. And we're talking about doing it at the Armory and doing a big concert and doing it on a specific weekend. But then he like spoke with the governor's office, and I think they want to make it more of like a state kind of sponsored event. And then I'm like, cool, like, well, but where do you want to do it? Am I still involved? I don't know. We'll see. So, you know, I wouldn't mind being involved still. Go talk to Hochul, bend her ear a little bit about cannabis and what needs to change and what doesn't. What's working and what isn't. Cool. Yeah. So hopefully he works that out. But either way, I still want to do some shows. Exactly, shows, multiple shows. I don't want to like have it be a one big concert.
We already been doing it on a small level. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We already just did the one with Fernway, and then we did the
New York State thing.
The New York State Cannabis Expo.
Word.
That was dope. Shout out Camtron.
Yep. Shout out Camtron for sure.
Carmtron 5000.
Carmtron. Carmen, right? Because Cameron gets all the old ladies call Cameron Carmen. Yeah.
Carmtron 9000.
Carmtron 9000. Yeah. So I like I was saying, my side hustle for a while was selling weed, but then it was like turned into all different shit too. Like TV placements is a side hustle. I still see checks from that. It was definitely not a main hustle at all, but like if I did a little bit of that fucking licensing, like licensing for TV and movies and shit. And so I just
were you on Shameless?
Shameless, Shameless, and then same beat was on Billionaire Boys Club, but nobody ever heard of or saw Billionaire Boys Club because it starred Kevin Spacey, and it was like right after he was like, oof, like right after he was touching people or whatever. Not after he touched people, but after the whole touching people thing came out. He had been touching people, but then that movie came out after the words of that came out, so nobody actually saw it, but the check cleared, so it's cool. But that was a good side hustle. If you make music, I know there's like 1,000,001 internet videos about how to license your music. It's not that easy, but you got to work with a good agency. Somebody. What's crazy about is the agencies that I worked with is that oftentimes I would get like a phone call or like somebody would post a shit on Facebook like, yo, you see this? Merc shit's on TV. And that would be how I'd find out about it. I mean, that's not that dope. I mean, it's kind of dope.
Like that's cool.
But when you're like working and you got your music out there and you're like, yo, and you're counting on them to like share with you when they're fucking selling your shit, and then you didn't get a check, you didn't get notified by the company that anything ever happened, and then you just happen to catch it. You're like, damn, how many things haven't I fucking caught?
For sure, I can see that.
You know what I mean? Like, but there are definitely mad things that I haven't caught that I was never notified about, but that still show up in my ASCAP as placements, and that I still get checks for in the mail. So I know, but I haven't seen the shit. Like, it's mad weird.
That is weird. You don't know where it is, but you know you're getting paid from it. So you know it's somewhere. Somebody's hearing this shit.
So that was like one of those moments where I kind of the most of the TV placements came from this weird thing that was back in the day, right? So now like licensing agencies there's a ton of them, and if you have a relationship with the music supervisor and you can get the musical stems for a bunch of records, and you can pitch whenever there's some like something that like a post about a movie that's coming out, you can be a licensing agency, right? And that there's no barriers anymore like there used to be. Back in the day, you had to like get into a music supervisor was different. There wasn't the internet in the same way. Yeah. So what they had were these hard drives full of music. And they would go to the music supervisors and drop off hard drives full of music, right? But those hard drives would only be like 10 gigs because was a lot back then. Yeah. Well, I'm talking 2003, 2004 type time period. That's when I got a lot of my TV placements. But actually, a lot of them came after that. But it was put in on this hard drive, and then these hard drives were distributed. It was through Pump Audio, a company called Pump Audio, which was then bought out by a much larger company called Getty Images. And I know all of you guys know who Getty Images is. So Getty Images, all the pictures that you see that the paparazzi post, they usually get them from Getty Images. You might even see the little watermark that says Getty Images on the internet. But Getty Images got into the music licensing business, and they bought Pump Audio. So then the access that Pump Audio all of a sudden had was much larger, and then those hard drives were just getting used more often by much bigger like studios or whatever, and then I got mad placements like all in a row. I had one really good year, and then a bunch of like all right years after. But it was a cool side. That's a good side hustle if you can. Yeah, if you make music, if you make beats, huh?
You got another side hustle that was cool when you was renting out the stage at the Armory for the battle raps.
Oh yeah. I mean, I felt like that was more part of my main hustle. Like the studio in general just had many uses.
Fair
right?
enough.
So I did a lot of sessions, and most of what I did in the studio was like run one-on-one sessions with people. But then I would do like mixtape release parties, or like album listening party. Did a couple rap battles. Did like a few live recordings.
That'd be dope in that space.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah. So I wanted we're trying to definitely do that upstairs too. That's like I'm trying to move that part forward even further and with that, and have brands be involved and really take it to the next level. But so we did really great. Like one of the last things that I did there that I really loved was a live recording of Victory Soul Orchestra. There's a band, really large, huge band, 9-piece band, full horn section, vocalist, drummer, percussion, bass player, guitar player, and I had them set up in 3 different rooms, right?
I remember that. Yeah.
But I also rented like a silent disco setup. So there was a bunch of wireless headphones. So we sold tickets, and all of the ticket buyers got a set of wireless headphones to wear for the show. So then I worked the night before with them setting up again, and then we did a couple runs before we let the audience in, and I dialed it in. I got it really dialed in so that in the headphones the final mix sounded crazy, and then. We had a live show, but we had to do like multiple takes of every song, and we had the crowd move from room to room, because in every room it was slightly different. If you're in the room with the drums, shit's knocking. If you're in the room with the horns, you're like, oh, you're swaying back and forth with the horns. If you're in the room with the vocalist, then you're like in there with the vocalist, and it all it all comes together in this crazy way. So we did multiple takes of every track. It was mad fun. I want to do that again upstairs. I think that should be so much fun. But that was I mean, so none of that's like a side hustle though. All of that was just day to day. Foster House Studios. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Never forget Foster House.
Foster House was the main hustle.
That was an amazing era.
Yeah. But I did Airbnb as a side hustle.
That's a good one.
Airbnb. It's a great side hustle. A lot of people do that.
I remember when you started that. That was when we were in school.
Yeah. When we were in school, I like bought the house to fucking Airbnb the basement. It was like a huge motherfucking deal. Huge. It was like a major accomplishment. Suhei and I were super pumped about it. We with the intention of Airbnb-ing, You know, Nate and Galena had already had some success with Airbnb. They moved out. They were here, and then they moved out to California. And they like rented a place, a duplex, and they Airbnb the other side of it, and they like paid for their rent in the one side they were living in. They started their life out in California, and they built their fucking fortune. And I was like, man, that I don't think they had done everything with it yet, but they were having some success with it. And I was like, all right, this is it. This is the move. And we fucking bought the house and Airbnb'd our basement, and it's like that's a huge thing too. Major. If you can get a house and like rent out half of that shit or a portion of it, like, you know, if you can turn your property into an asset or into an asset from a liability, you're winning. Definitely. That's a good side hustle. That was probably the best side hustle, actually.
Right.
That was the side hustle that changed our life the most, for sure, I think.
That's dope.
Word up.
I used to cut hair. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Used to? Yeah.
Like I used to I went to barber school.
No shit.
Yeah. My first job ever.
I could trust you to edge me up.
What happened?
I could trust you to edge me up.
Yeah. You asked me that before, but then you never asked me to do it.
Let's do it right now.
Who's got the straight
Shit, that was my first job. Was when I was 11. I worked in a barbershop, just sweeping up the hair and shit, cleaning the fucking clippers. I used to just stare at them and watch that shit, and then I fucking.
I do need a haircut
learned how to
right
cut.
now.
You learn how to cut.
But I'm not gonna lie though. After I went to school for it, I realized
I
that
don't do it,
I love cutting hair at all. It's not.
fair.
You
Yeah,
don't love it.
I
Yeah,
don't.
love it.
no, you don't talk
I'll
about
do it.
cutting hair like you talk about
much
yoga.
risk.
That's
I was
or
literally
music.
I was in fucking school, in barber school, singing and fucking rapping all day, just like I do here. So you know what time it is.
Know what time it is. Always know what time it is.
You already know.
Scotty, what you got for kicks today, bro?
Actually,
Scotty's
I'm
kicks.
coming extra light today.
You say that every week, bro.
It's always good shit. But
Yeah.
So these would have been really dope like 5 years ago before they retroed. Well, they retroed like last year, but they originally came out in 2000. Midnight Sixes, Air Jordans, obviously. Yeah, great colorway. I never had a pair because all the pairs were crumbling because they were from the year 2000. So when they retroed, I was like, I need them shits, and there they are.
I love how Scott goes and he like when the re-releases come out, he's on them every time. Like the best ones that he's been coveting forever. He like knows. He always brings the heat with that shit too. Like you gotta, you know, be patient for that, right? To like wait for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I always know something's gonna come back out, so it's like,
yeah.
just fucking why jump out the window for it and pay $1,000 for something.
That's
like a
falling
couple
apart
weeks ago, I
sometimes.
had the Lightning 4s, and it's the same story with that shoe. That was like a $1,200 shoe before they re-released. Always wanted it, but not worth the money.
Yeah.
We literally just had that conversation today because I was telling him I wanted.
Don't get me wrong, I've spent some bread on some shoes, but some things you just know are gonna come back out, so it's like fuck
It's like,
it,
why
just wait
do
for it. Yeah.
Nah, you definitely have paid some bread for your like exclusive SB dunks that will never get re-released. I bet.
Pay for a shoe.
What's I ever pay for a shoe? I mean, it's nothing too extravagant. Probably like $1,400.
Okay. But they're crazy.
Yeah.
Actually, this most expensive pair was a pair of loafers.
Loafers.
Yeah, Gucci loafers.
Gucci loafers. Yeah. Oh yeah. One of these days you're gonna bring your Gucci loafers, bro. That's a fact.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a New Year's
When we do
podcast
a
or
New
some
Year's
shit.
podcast, you got an
Black
excuse to
tie
wear
that
them.
shit, you know?
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I got a question about 1906.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
So, how do you get it from flower to pill?
It's actually like a really good question. I mean, I'm not actually the one doing it. We have an amazing team internally that we like fly around the country to like provide the same consistent effects. But basically what it is we break it down into a powder. It goes from distillate into a powder, and then there's some way that they're combining it And then it's pretty much the same process as any other like pill or multivitamin. Like it's like a Tylenol. It's called microlipid encapsulation.
Okay.
So then it like bullet trains like down into your stomach and hits your bloodstream a lot quicker than like any other edible. It's really special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come over to the farm. You can check it out. Like we,
Yeah.
you guys can
absolutely.
check it out.
We've done a couple
We've
field
been-
trips already,
yeah.
Dodson, so we
can
definitely
check out the
we
machines.
can do it again.
Like I'm
for
not sure how much I'll be able to talk on it. We'll just hope that someone's working.
What's the guy's name
Yo,
over there
haven't
that
we been
runs
there
the head
twice?
guy over there
Yeah,
that
we went
runs it?
Lucas?
Lucas, yeah.
been there
He's
twice.
Incredible.
Yeah, so incredible. He's like super knowledgeable. I remember getting like when we did the farm visit not that long ago, and like towards the end of the harvest or whatever, and he was just broke down the process. And all of the different like distilling machines that they have, and how it's like you run it through 3 times, and each time it like takes out different things so that you end up with the purest oil in the end. But I don't know, the way he breaks it down though, it sounds much smarter than me. Like
when he gives a tour,
Yeah.
I know all the talking points. Like,
Yeah.
I know exactly what to say. He has done every single one of those. And
Yeah.
although I've helped, move things, like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just lending a hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lucas is incredible.
Yeah.
Like the whole team over there.
the whole
is just-
team over there is the best.
Mel,
Seriously,
Freya,
Mel,
Peter,
Freya,
yeah,
Peter,
just everybody.
yeah.
Remy and
The whole squad. Yeah, Hudson Cannabis is and Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Did you get to meet Mike Tyson?
I got to meet Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I know. I was at the meet and greet, the party in the city. Is that where you met him, or did you meet him like outside of that
I
too?
was out in Vegas the week before for MJ BizCon, so he
Yeah.
had an event with him and Chuck Liddell. Just ended up showing up. So it was a really like interesting night. But
Yeah.
just I mean, regular dude. He's like one of the coolest people to be around, and
Yeah.
I mean everyone gets completely hyped up about Tyson. In Vegas just magnifies.
Oh, I'm sure
it.
Vegas is magnifying Tyson
People
to
were
the
just out
yeah.
there like going crazy when we walked out of there, and it was like I kind of felt like I was like a celebrity for 10 seconds as everyone's screaming. It's
Yeah.
just like he's just 5 feet behind me,
Tyson was like a huge icon, even just in the world, but in the capital region. Like
yeah.
he's like he was here. You know what I mean? Like he came up here. He
He was
fought
in
at-
Tryon.
Yeah.
15 minutes from where I'm at.
Yeah,
in Amsterdam.
he was in Catskill, and then he was in Tryon. He lived on Lancaster Street in Albany. My Tyson story, when I met Tyson, I was like 12, and I lived on Lancaster Street, the same street he lived on, like a few blocks up, and my dad knew like his next door neighbor, and whenever like the car was gonna come pick Tyson up, he knew he was gonna come out, so he called my dad like, Tyson's gonna come out, send your son down. So because like I just wanted nothing more than to meet Mike Tyson and get his autograph, because at that point I think that was when he was like just knocking people out in 30 seconds every few months. So it was like, every few months he would like whatever fucking fight and just knock people out in 30 seconds. This shit was wild. Nobody ever did that. And at 12 years old, I was like, this guy is what I need to meet this guy. And so I got to meet him. He was coming out of his house, and he was real nice. He like I had like an index card with a little picture that I'd cut out of in the paper. I like glued it on the index card real crudely and shit. He fucking signed it. It was like, he was like, yeah. I do.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And he was real cool about it. And all I remember is he had like no neck or whatever, because he was like jacked back then. Like he had a super high voice. And I at 12, none of that shit was computing, but I was like still like, yo, it was mind blowing. But
Was that your coolest autograph you've gotten?
that was, I haven't asked for many autographs since then, but yeah, that was definitely the best autograph I have for sure. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That is really cool. That's a really cool story.
Yeah, that's my Mike Tyson story. But now we sell his weed.
So
Yeah.
Full circle.
Full circle, bro. I wasn't even smoking weed at 12 yet. I started smoking weed until I was 14. So.
You just have such a full circle moment.
Yeah, it is a full circle moment. And then I was at that Tyson event in the city that you guys threw, and I was there and I saw him, but I didn't want to like run up on him because everybody and their mother was running up on him. And I was,
hopefully it's like controlled chaos when he comes in.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, this is his home, like you were saying. So it's like everybody has a story with Tyson or knew somebody who knew him, and it's like they're all overwhelmingly great stories.
Yeah,
they're all like so hyped up. So it's been a fun ride being able to rep, and he's got the ear gummies coming out at the end of the month.
Sick.
Holyfield's here.
Is Holyfield a part of that?
I believe so.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure he's getting a cut.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
he's getting no pun intended. He's getting a bite.
So, I mean,
Get a little bit.
He's getting a little bit of it.
Get a little bit.
Get a little nibble. He got a little nibble of the action.
Tyson has like the flavors. Like there's like a whole list of flavors you can basically choose from. But yeah, the names are like dialed in, and then the formulas, and in the same way we have a team that flies out for 1906 across each market. It'll be the same thing for Tyson. Like the guy comes over, and we're just messing around with the formulations that we think will sell the best.
So you guys haven't Hudson and 1906, and you guys haven't done any gummies. So this will be like the first gummies that you're bringing to market.
And then we're releasing the holiday vape, which you guys, I think pretty much all you guys.
I got
tried.
a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Those are.
I got like
that's
3 of them.
releasing next week, so we're super excited. And I think we have. I think Carla dropped by, and we're gonna do a custom display for you or something.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right, we love that.
That's been the rumor.
That's
so.
what I love those. I love those. Those are the fun rumors that I like to hear when I get informed of that. Like, oh, nice. You're gonna drive by and do a nice display? Let's go. Let's sell some weed, guys, because that's how you do it.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, you have to actually. There's a lot of thought that gets put into displaying and setting up the weed. It's not just like, haphazardly thrown together. It's merchandising. This is a retail environment. Think about like, it's wild to think about weed like that, but it is what it is. We're in a retail environment. We have to set the weed up to look, and the products up, the gummies and the edibles and the drinks to be the most appetizing they can be. They have to be convenient to show to the customer, and so that you guys, when the setup is good, do you guys have an easier time selling weed?
I was gonna say I've actually when checking bags to give customers their product, they want the jar, and so they'll notice that they get the Mylar bag, and they're like, "Oh, I want a jar. Do I need weed in jars?" And I'm like, "Word, all right, yeah, let's look at the jars." And they totally go back. They go to the jar.
Yeah,
I've never had one of those.
I had a couple of them. I had a couple people feel the bag and be like,
presentation is everything.
Presentation is so that's show like displaying it is important, and you want to make sure that what's on display is what's in the packaging. So I think it's developing that trust factor with the customer too, since New York is a relatively new market. I think we've done a very good job of that here, developing trust with our customers. But I think the trust factor in general in the New York market was hard to earn, and so I can understand the Mylar bag that you can't see through being a deterrent for some people and wanting to see a clear jar. But I think in general we've earned the trust at this point now. Everybody, as long as it's displayed properly on the floor, and that's what I'm talking about. If it's not displayed properly, and like sometimes, like how long does it take for the bud to get so dry that it doesn't look? I just got so distracted because I heard a fucking order.
I heard it too.
What time is it? Oh shit! Motherfuckers is at home like, I'm gonna order my weed for tomorrow. Like, all right, cool. I definitely hear that. I did for a while, and I always wanted to change that sound. I wanted Dutchie to change that sound because it's like I wanted to be more like a cha-ching because that's how it feels every time. Fucking I'd
take Buddha Buddha.
I like Buddha Buddha though. Buddha Buddha.
Let's go.
My phone used to do that when I got text messages.
When you had a phone?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Back in the day.
Still trying to get, we gotta get
I'm
you a
convinced
phone,
he's
bro.
not getting a phone to avoid the group chat.
No. I'm gonna get a phone.
That's what I'm convinced.
Right after I drop my music.
Right after you drop the music. Yo, this is the best.
Word up.
Word up. All right. Speaking of dropping music,
You need some bars, don't you?
yeah,
Let's
I want
hear
some
it.
bars.
Yeah.
Want some bars.
I figured since we're talking about side hustles, I'm gonna spit some shit from back when I was selling weed. It was a track that I actually made the beat to, even though we're not gonna hear it because it's acapella. But
We can imagine.
no, I put this one out.
Oh, okay.
This one came out in 2012. Loud Lyrics.
All right.
One of my favorite projects. But yeah, I sampled that fucking, that JG Wentworth. That it's my money and I need it now.
Yeah.
I sampled that shit. That shit was fire. Like, it's my money, I need it now. That shit fire as fuck. No, it's one of my best songs.
JG Wentworth to do a trap record?
I literally did. Yes, exactly.
Sharp settlements that I need
If you
cash
need
now.
long-term payments, you know.
Long-term annuities.
Alright, bet. So I said, money, yeah, that's all my head is focused on. I see niggas ballin', so I'm about to get my Kobe on. Flow is more potent than the shit that you been smoking on. Buddha boys, every time we show up, it's a smoker dawn. If you think I'm wrong, just ask my nigga Reginald. We be spitting piff and they rap smell like oregano. Even if they did smoke, they ain't gonna never blow. Forget the flow. These niggas couldn't even catch a cold, but I got that December flow. Cold like when the snow, go get it cold. Fuck a temperature, I stay 10 below. But you probably ain't get it though, so I'ma have to let you know that all I'm trying to say is mad dimes. Get me here before I'm fly from head to toe. That's why I'm getting every hoe. Beat the pussy up like the Tom and Jerry show live in stereo. My rhymes incredible. Y'all ain't ready though, but y'all better have my dough on schedule. Whoa. Every day I add a stat. Niggas looking bad at math. Couldn't tell me shit. If I asked for the bathroom ad, never looking bummy, shitting on them. Need a huggy nigga. It's my money. Need it now. Time's running now. Hold on. It ain't over though.
No, it ain't over.
I said, every day I'm counting cash rules, everything around me. I ain't trying to talk unless you're talking about green. I ain't trying to hear it. I need the full amount. B, it's my money and I need it now. Better pay what y'all owe. If you broke, better hope you hit the lotto. Playing warm bread, is you crazy in the head? Better pay me what I said. Pronto, they talk about recession. Fuck that, nigga, I just need my dough. Fee, fi, fo, from I smell a bum, try my diesel cologne. Here you go, but take it slow, cause that might be a bit too strong. My whole team going green, only thing you be recycling is hoes. And I don't know what you heard, but your girl about to tap my name on her butt. You be trying to smoke all her weed, but who you think she cold to get her butt? That's my butt, that's my dough. You love her, but that's my hoe. I've been the illest since 9-0, and I'm still the illest way the time go. I'm the upper echelon of the underground. Hit a hunger, cause my ad lib is a stomach growl. And I'm so used to it that I kinda love the sound. It be too loud for my haters as I hunt them down. Buddha, Buddha.
Yeah. And those rhymes are 12 years old?
14.
12.
12 years old?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Those rhymes are older than my youngest child. By 2 years, motherfucker.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I only have rhymes that old. No, I got new ones. Shit, me and Ricky got a song.
Oh, yeah?
Ricky got some shit too.
From school.
For the last day of school. We had to say, I had to save them. I had to be their artist.
Oh yeah.
They waited till the last day to do their project. They thought they were
no way.
They thought they were gonna skate away without it, bro.
No way.
Like, no,
Ricky waited
y'all
till
need
the
to
last
do that.
day.
I got it done though.
This shit sounded hard too. Who made the beat?
In
Fidel,
typical
right?
Ricky fashion.
Josh Fidel made the beat.
Yeah, it was good too.
He had some dope. He had some good.
Yeah, he was
some
good.
chops
He was
with
good with
beats.
Ableton.
Yeah, he's good with Ableton. What's that? Anybody heard from that dude?
Yeah. Where you at, Fidel?
Where you at, Fidel?
It's been a minute.
That was a good class, though. You guys had a good
I just
class.
talked to Josh Peel
Josh Peel.
a couple weeks ago. Ricky talked to him briefly too, because I was talking to him on break. I'm like, yo, talk to Ricky.
Yeah. That was a good class. For everybody that doesn't know, I don't know if we ever talked about this on the show before. So
maybe.
how I know both Sky and Ricky is that I taught at a school that they were students at. We were all freshmen together, basically, because it was my first class that I ever taught.
I did meet you before that, though.
You did, yeah. We actually met but we met at the Armory at Stuff Your Face with Bass.
Yeah, we were playing a show together.
in the side room, and I played, and I was like, all right, this is my first like EDM DJ experience, and I'd only really done like hip hop in the band, and I was like, I'm gonna do something different. So then I made all these like dubstep versions of my favorite like hip hop records, and it was like Annie Up and like Shook Ones, and it was like just like super Queens, Brooklyn, 90s fire boom bap, like you know, shit that I loved. And then Scotty was there, and he was watching me spin the shit, and then he was like, came up to me like, yo, what the fuck is this? Where'd you get this shit?
Where the fuck did you acquire
I fucking heard this shit before. I was like, I made them. He's like, fucking, what the fuck, bro? And we bonded over that, and that was how we met. And then he showed up in my class like a year later.
I was like, oh, I know this
Like, I know this motherfucker. It was the first class I ever taught. Didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. I had like straight imposter syndrome that whole semester, because I was like with Dave and Jay Brown, and they're like, you know, they're Mr. Teacher Man guys. Fucking they'd been doing it for years already. They were like already like, you know, did their Pro Tools certification. I'm not certified in Pro Tools, so like. What the fuck? I'm over here teaching you guys how to get certified in Pro Tools.
And he's not certified.
And I'm not certified in Pro Tools. That was like part of my whole spiel with you guys.
Some bullshit.
Part of my whole spiel with these guys though was like, yo,
I think so.
You don't need that like piece of paper that you're gonna get at the end of this class. Like that is not gonna do anything for you. That certificate won't do shit for you if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Merc, Steve Sola didn't even ask me for proof that I went to any school at all.
No.
He didn't give a flying fuck.
No, they don't get... The real world of music studios know that you're cutting your teeth in the studio. You're not gonna do... Like the schooling is good. You're gonna, especially if you take it seriously and you learn. But you guys know, like, about half of, and I don't know, you guys had a really good class, but I still feel like a bunch of guys in your class like fucked off the whole time and didn't learn shit, right? And then, and there was a lot of that throughout the whole time I was teaching.
Ricky fucked off, but also learned something.
Ricky fucked off and obviously learned a lot too. But you know, Scotty was like, you know, took the shit seriously, and like there's a lot of people who took the shit really seriously. Ricky was one of them, but there's a lot of other people who did not. Like, all jokes aside, who would come and just like, because they just got out of school, they didn't know what they wanted to do, and they were like, I think learning how to make beats would be fun, or learning how to rap would be fun. But then it's like, you're also like learning how to wrap cables and like learning about mic placement, and you're like learning what a preamp is, and what the difference between a A to D converter, and just audio nerd shit that like not everybody gives a shit about. If you want to be a rapper, what the fuck do you care about audio nerd shit, really? Like, so and when you're 18, you care even less. You know what I'm saying? I know this because I was that guy. Like, I went to Purchase because I wanted to be a producer. I just wanted to make beats, and I wasn't that guy when it came to the audio nerd shit, but I was that guy when it came to like music theory. Like, I fell asleep in music theory so bad. That this motherfucker made me do an oral report on Beethoven in front of the whole class at the end of the semester. I had to like stand up
That was a
in front of the
pause.
class and go over up Beethoven. So like I could like anything like whatever. But that I get it. I got that whole mentality. So it was real hard to like. I would try to just do that spiel, like, oh, you're here to learn the shit. The piece of paper doesn't mean shit. The knowledge means something. Trust me, you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you're gonna leave here and wish you paid attention to some of the shit that we're fucking teaching you right now, and you're gonna like wanna zone out, and you're gonna wanna not pay any attention to the shit, but. Trust me, you're gonna like leave here and be like, "Damn, I wish I fucking paid attention to that shit." Was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I listen to all that shit, bro.
Hell yeah, you did listen to all that shit. It's fact.
Yeah.
But
That's why it worked for me right away.
right. That's why you were
Like,
able to go work for the guy that like produced that like
That I wanted
that
to do an internship with.
That's
Like
right.
I chose this motherfucker over anybody. Like I'm like, I want to work with this motherfucker. He did
Yeah.
all these albums I grew up listening to, and then I did the internship for I was doing that for like a month, and I was actually working there like within a month or two.
Yeah.
Scotty was manifesting shit before he believed
Mine was
in
like same.
manifestation.
Same day,
yeah.
same week.
He believes in manifesting shit now.
Now, yeah,
I'm telling you.
And
Telling you.
yeah, that was a dope time though. Learning from him and
Yeah.
working under him. Pause.
But exciting shit. We're gonna get to. We're gonna get the studio going upstairs. Like the official, we can start like recording people. So you're gonna want to do some of that, Scotty, or what?
I mean, I got the time.
Rick, you're waiting, right? Waiting.
Yeah, I mean,
chopping at the
this
bit.
is dope because
I mean, honestly, what my goal is that
I
you guys
definitely wanna get up
guys
there,
go
you know?
up there. Even like after work or whatever, and just
Give us the
start
green
cooking
light.
up.
Waiting for the green
Yeah. You guys just start cooking up and get this stage one,
Yeah,
big
yeah,
stage
that's
going.
what I'm down for.
I'm gonna
I can fucking man the session, so he can man sessions. Fucking.
yeah, I'll just like start sending beats and shit. I'll just have like a whole list of beats that you guys.
Yeah,
Matt will pull
just
up.
get a
Matt
folder
will pull
that-
up this. Matt got the voice of an angel. Many people don't know that.
Yeah?
but- yeah. Matt.
I've seen him pull up on the piano.
Yeah.
I like the piano.
Yeah,
But
You gotta get on the stage one.
I would love
Tape to some capacity.
I would love to, man. That was so much fun watching you guys do your thing. You guys all killed it. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Like
Thanks.
that, and being able to like just.
Alan, you're gonna
continue
shred
to-
on it, right?
Dude,
I'll
you
rip
kept
some
going
riffs.
without any music in the background. Like,
freestyle?
that was great.
Anyone else, if that happened with anyone else's set, they would have been fucked.
Ricky, what would you have done if that? Because your set was right before Jay's, and your work.
Not freestyle for 8 minutes. That's
They'd have been like, yo, I'm gonna go smoke one quick. We'll resume in a minute.
hell yeah.
Jay don't do what Jay gonna do though. But that made Jay sound way
Jay
more
did-
memorable.
Jay did 2 sets. He did the acapella set, the acapella freestyle set, and then he did a whole full
That's a fact though.
set.
Cause that was a set. I did
Yeah.
like 3-4 different
He's-
verses.
he's
Then I
that
did the
Jack.
part with the drums. Then
Yeah.
I did the part where I was calling out words and shit. Like, it was definitely a little
it was
set.
fire.
That shit. I've been fucking manifesting that shit.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that shit to happen.
What, for the equipment to fuck up
Yes.
this set?
Yes, no, you don't even know.
Jay's prepared for
might have
that.
sabotaged
But
it
the
real
one
quick.
time I ever got booed in my life, bro, the one time I ever got booed is because the fucking equipment was
And he's like,
fucking up.
nah, they never
And I'm
happened
like,
again.
this shit
He's
never
ready for that. He was fucking ready for this
When that
awkward
shit
set.
happened, never be ready.
Been waiting for that shit.
My sword.
I didn't talk to Jay for like 20 minutes after the set. I thought he hated me.
He thought I was mad at him.
I'm like, yo, go find Jay for me now.
Yo, Scotty was wasted.
Yo, still killed it though, but still killed it though.
Perfect that shit. He had the whole shit on
Manifest
Smash.
too.
Made it happen.
Hell yeah.
Love that
point.
shit. I
That was a
love
great
seeing
night.
that. But Scotty with the arm like, I love you, bro. He's like that way. I was like, I love you too, man. Like, we broed up for a second. Got to tell each other face to face how much we love each other. Which, like, that doesn't get to happen very often. So it was nice. I'm calling it out because it was fucking dope.
No,
It does.
Yeah.
I love that. I love love.
I love love.
I love love. Let's get it.
Speaking of love, I have another question for you.
Yeah.
So, how'd you get your start in the cannabis industry, and what made you choose cannabis?
I got out of school. I graduated out of UMass Dartmouth, and I started as a bud tender over at Tilt Holdings up in Massachusetts.
How old are you?
22. I just turned 22. like-
Young buck.
Yeah. And then
Old soul.
yeah. Well, I'm not 22 now.
Oh.
I'm 28.
I was gonna say, damn,
No,
he's
28 now.
He's 28 now. He
No,
started
no,
bartending at 22.
And when I was a bud tender, and then the guy who created Red Bull Gives You Wings, like Tyler Goff, he got he let go or they parted ways, and then I came in as a bud tender making the same amount. And I basically became director of wholesale. So yeah, and then I worked there at Tilt for 2 years doing my thing. Peter Barsoom from 1906 came up, and then I launched 1906 into Massachusetts, and then here we are a year into New York. So
Fuck yeah, King.
I'm really happy. New York's been a really, really fun market. It's just some of the best people that I've ever met.
That's
Mass
awesome.
is incredible.
Yeah,
Mass
yeah.
is incredible, but it was a lot more fun when it was on the up, you know?
Yeah.
People were traveling from DC and Virginia, like, to get to Massachusetts for legal
Yeah.
weed.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it was just a different time.
Yeah.
And then all the
And
states
New York.
started opening up. Yes.
A lot of people went to Mass from
A lot
New
of
York.
people
Yeah.
coming in. That was Great Barrington and all those.
Yeah.
But you know, and then I mean, Massachusetts still does great. You know, it's still a booming market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York's the baby now, and
Yeah.
it's like, but it's a
big.
This thing's gonna grow up. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be one of the largest markets in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
It's-
absolutely.
And it's very cool to be a part of like.
It really
You don't think it's gonna be
group.
the
Like,
largest?
this is like, I mean, what number were you? It was 20?
We're 11.
11.
11, yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's as OG as you can get.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I think we just hit 70 this week.
Yeah.
You don't think we'll be the biggest market period eventually?
I think it's very possible. California's massive.
Yeah, hear that.
Yeah.
California's
Yeah,
massive.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, New York, I think, like, I don't know. New York has been doing weed for a real, like, I don't know, originators of weed.
Yeah.
You know, I know Cali is like, everybody talks about how great Cali weed is, but I think New York is like, New York's just going to change the game.
New
I
York's
think.
very special.
Yeah.
And everyone's centralizing in this market too. Like the people from Colorado have been doing it forever, and like then the Maine growers in Massachusetts and like they're all coming.
Well, the
And-
thing about New York that a lot of people don't know, but that I've learned recently, is that mad people left New York to go chase the green to other states that legalized shit, because New Yorkers love weed, just in general. So they would chase every market where a new market would open up. And then so many of those people are coming back to New York, and they're like, it's the fucking promised land. I've been waiting for this moment. I went and I cut my teeth in Cali, or I learned the market in Colorado, or I went to, you know, Oregon or fucking Oklahoma, but I'm back in New York, baby. I'm so happy to be back in New York. And it's like, that I think means something, you know, and I think that's going to mean the world for the New York market, because everybody that's coming back has so much experience already in what a legal weed market looks like. So we've been able to get pretty mature pretty quickly, I think, right?
I think New York as a whole, like you said, is a mature market, whether it was legal or not. Like
Yeah.
like every conversation I have when I walk into a dispensary, like I'm learning something from somebody. It's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I mean, I'm asking all the questions, and then it's just like this wealth of knowledge. Like, being a bud tender is one of the most difficult jobs I think that there probably is. You're like a personal therapist, you're also a pharmacist, and, you know, it really does take a lot to be able to know all the products and, you know, prescribe pretty much that right type of, like, effect.
And talk people out of strictly buying for the highest THC or the effect that's written on the package, and
Yeah.
and for learning more about what the minor cannabinoids are and what the what terpene percentages mean and the importance of all of those things. Like trying to educate the public who doesn't necessarily give a fuck about that. They just want to get high and they want to like know the fastest way to do that. So that is a hard job to like, because I think it's important to educate the public.
Totally.
I think everybody like to have the best experience with cannabis is like you got to know what you're doing. You can't just wing it. To have the best experience.
You guys are super focused on like education here, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like even just walking on the sales floor, you can hear the difference. Like there's a lot of dispensaries, not necessarily in New York, which is across the country, that are rushing people through, and they just want them in and out. And it's here, you can actually ask, a question and really dive into detail on like what's the right choice.
Yeah, for sure. And that's not to say that if you want to get in and out, we can't do that too.
Totally.
It's funny. Sue and I have been just around looking like, oh man, seems like it's slow. And then we like look at the numbers and it's just not slow. It's just you guys are so much more efficient at what you do that it seems like it's slower, but it's like you're just cranking. You are like, and I would say that has a lot to do with the fact that we have a lot of return customers who know what they want. They're not necessarily here asking as many questions because you guys have already taught them the things that they need to know, and they're educated and they come in and they've researched it and they know how to look at the menu and it's cool settling into that because now you guys can turn people over and everybody's happy,
Definitely.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's cool how we work together. Like yesterday, it took like 3 of us to convince this one guy he was gonna buy this one specific pre-roll, but there was another pre-roll at the same price that was just much better. And he was literally going off the THC percentage, and we all had to sit there and be like, yo, do what you want to do. But I'm telling you, he literally came back in today. He was like, "Thank you. I'm so glad I listened to you guys." And I'm like,
it's not about THC percentage.
And we're not gonna lie. Like, there's no reason we don't get. You know what I mean? We don't get no incentive from selling one over the other.
Right.
We just want to make sure that the customers have the best experience because that's what's gonna happen. Everybody's happy at that point. You know what I mean? They're happy. We're happy. You're happy. We good to go.
That's it.
Well, and you get to this point where it's not like it's less sounding like you're selling a product and more like you're just having a conversation. Like, what do you think? Oh yeah, you recommend and you talk about it and it's great. And they actually start asking now, like, what are the terpenes?
Yeah.
You get to more depth.
Yeah, it's definitely when it's about education, it's less about sales, and I think that's part of the vibe that everybody talks about. Is like nobody's pressuring anybody. We're just helping you reach the best decision for you, and it's not about upselling, and it's not about it's about getting people into what they want and making them happy enough to come back and shop with us again. And everybody's really
that part.
It's great. And I think that like the vibe of that, everybody's happy to be here, including the customer and the staff. And when that happens, you're doing something special. So
It's special.
Yeah, it is special. I'm very proud of everybody. I'm very happy that it's come out the way it has, because it's like, man, everybody's so great. You guys are all so great. So thank you. Give yourself a round of applause. Stage One family. Everybody that's not here, the whole squad.
Everyone is really
Word.
Love my team.
Love the team. Love the
We have
team.
the best team.
Squad.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, I was seeing that the Times Union is doing their best stuff. What do you think the chances are they're going to do like a best dispensary?
I don't know, but we
They
won
will.
that shit
At some
already.
point. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they'll do it this year. But next year. Yeah.
We're putting them all in packs.
Putting them all in packs, bro.
Nah, we're the coolest for sure.
Absolutely. There's not even. I mean, shout out to everybody else that opened up. I'm not disparaging anyone.
But
Shout out to the rest
we're
of
cooler.
Yeah. But we're,
Merc, you don't
we
gotta
are
say
setting
it.
that. We're setting the benchmark. We are what everyone has to aspire to get to, and that's cool. I like being that Take us out, but don't. You won't. It's cool.
You know what's
Good
funny? I
luck.
went to the website and I looked at the picture of you and Nate.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo,
Before we know we get
why it look
whacked.
like we about to drop a mixtape and it's about to be fire as fuck? And then I thought I was like,
Because we are.
because we are about to drop a mixtape and it's about to be fire as fuck.
Drop a podcast.
Is Nate
mixtape.
gonna get on that? Is he gonna play the Dame Dash role and just talk some shit at the beginning?
Hey, he totally should.
I definitely can get him to do that.
Yo, he totally should do that. That would be hilarious.
But you know, Cam, not Camtron, but
I'm the one who
Carmen.
brought it up.
Yeah, Scotty told me that fucking Cam spits, and that Cam was like, I swear I told you that. I was like, you fucking never told me that shit.
Carmen.
Yeah.
Carmen.
We all-
I
we
got
all can do
bars.
shit.
Yeah.
Did you hear
So
it?
he's
I
definitely
haven't, not
getting on the tape though.
Yeah.
That's happening. He's getting on the tape. We're gonna have Vernon on the trumpet. The saxophone.
Saxophone.
Yeah. What do you play? Alto or tenor?
Alto.
Alto. Okay. All right.
And you can do a bunch of shit, right?
Yeah, like I mostly rip the guitar.
Okay.
You probably play the piccolo too, don't you?
And the
The native
djembe.
flute. Yeah.
Piccolo study.
Nice.
Not the
Nice.
piccolo.
Not the
That harp thing? You do that harp thing?
Oh,
You definitely play a didgeridoo.
I'm gonna feel it.
I'm working on the ditch.
You're working on the didgeridoo.
I like the
I said
Appalachian
a
dulcimer.
piccolo.
Okay. All right.
Those things.
And Matt, you play piano
Well, I like piano and guitar.
and guitar.
Yeah.
All
But I'm
right.
like, I just do it just to get by, because you can't just start singing at a party. you know,
Right.
so-
You gotta play.
Yo,
You gotta
Matt got
play along
bars.
with it.
Yeah,
But
that's-
So
Matt got bars.
Matt got bars. Yeah.
We
So
got
Matt.
one rap battle.
Yeah.
I was pretty pumped up with it.
No, he's like,
Yeah.
no, he started it off. Like the beat was just playing. He was like, I feel like I should just start rapping. And I'm looking at him like,
What?
boy, you better than this. And he just starts fucking rapping.
Matt, you get on the tape. You gonna get on the tape or
Oh
what,
no,
Matt?
I can't.
What
No,
do you mean?
it's just like, how can I compete with this? Like,
You're
you
getting
know,
on the tape.
Bro, you was spitting. You was
Yeah.
spitting.
When I was spitting, I was unaware of your rap skills. I'm not sure if I would have gone. I'm not sure if I would have opened my mouth. Like, you know?
Oh,
I killed it.
Yeah,
I was
but
so
you-
far, I was so far in that 30 seconds, and then it ended, and then you came, and I was like, oh, jeez. I was like, maybe I'll be the best at something else.
Hey Matt, we're big on doing the thing here though. Like, so like the thing is,
You gotta-
like
you gotta do the thing
if
now.
you love it and it's
Let me
something
do
that's
it.
within you, you have to do it.
I don't think-
And then you got to do it more, and you keep doing it, and then eventually you'll be you'll be
You'll get
Jay.
Alan on that
And that's-
piccolo, though,
Look,
Paul.
just don't worry about this. Nobody's better than me.
You won't. You're not. Nobody's
Don't feel bad about that.
I'm a co-host of this podcast. I also rap, and I rap my ass off. And I don't rap after Jay. I just let Jay spit the bars.
I'm not even gonna lie. Merc is one of the
I
people
got
where I'm
so
like,
many bars, bro.
I gotta
Like,
make sure my shit is on point. I'm getting on the track with Merc.
but you know, it's,
No wasted bars.
nah, I can't wait.
Man,
for it.
monster here.
When you have videos on YouTube, bro, you got bars.
Got bars. He's so smart.
Bro, yeah.
He got the intelligent bars. You need Google handy. You literally need Google sitting right there when
That's
you
why
listen to the
that's why they call him Smart Mark.
Smart Mark.
I love how everyone hypes everyone up.
Yeah, the best. Shit, no, so
The best.
Matt, you have to get on the tape.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Listen, if there was like a karaoke with like
If you get I'll get on the tape too.
Ooh,
I'll get on it too.
now
If
you
you
got
get
that.
on it,
You
I'll
get on
get on it.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Sounds good on the tape.
Nope.
Fine, I'll
Matt's
get on the tape. Let's do it.
All right.
If I can write something out, I can do something.
We all
How
ready.
1906 bars.
Matt, do you sing?
I like
too?
singing.
You sing? All right. So what? Like
We'll sing.
you can sing a hook and
Right.
it'll be amazing.
That'll be
All
perfect.
right,
Hell
let's
yeah.
do that. Let's have you singing on a hook.
That's gonna be dope as
Yeah.
fuck.
All right.
Because I don't
I'm
want to
excited.
ruin the mixtape, you know? Like, we need you to subpar rap skills. It's like, I might as well focus on what I'm like decent at, right? You know, like
Nah, fuck
Yeah.
that. We out here. We out
No,
here.
I heard you sing, man. So I'm trying to think who was it came in and played me
Was
one
it
of your
Remy?
songs. Yeah, it was Remy. Remy came in. You're on a song with Remy's brother?
Yes.
Yes. So, and then he played me that record and was like, "Nah, man, Matt's got the voice of an angel." And I was like, and then I heard it and I was like, "Yo, actually, fucking holy shit! I need to get Matt on the song. Let's go."
That means a lot, man. You, man. That's great.
Let's do it.
Because you're definitely part of the Stage 1 fan.
Yeah,
So we making the Stage 1
Let's do it,
mixtape.
man. I'd be honored to be a part of that.
This is the
mixtape.
community, man. This is the community.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's it. We're doing it. It's set in stone. Matt's coming. We're gonna get it. Yeah.
Fucking
Once
sign
the
the
studio,
contract.
the studio's gonna be set up upstairs very soon. Scotty and Ricky have already volunteered to record the sessions and be a part of the sessions. I got beats on deck. I know these guys got bars on deck. We're all gonna spit. We're gonna make, this is gonna be it. This is it. It's happening. We're talking about it now.
Now we gotta do it. Yeah, now we're gonna do it. Let's do the thing, Jack. Cause shit, we doing this
I
thing.
don't got a banjo.
But yeah,
We
this
doing
started
this thing. Shout out
out.
Rap
A
Bills.
banjo.
Rap Bills just started out just like this mixtape. Shout out Rap Bills.
Hell yeah. Yes, got his own streaming service. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, rap
That's
bills,
so
man.
Very own
Jack.
streaming service.
Nutty.
Pops up like a
Nutty.
hat.
Yo,
Nah, we here, Jack.
I like the backdrop for today's episode.
It's
Just want
cool.
to shout it out real quick. The giant bud, the big bud, top cola.
What's that?
Jack.
Jack.
That's fact. All right. Well,
There's that silence.
there's that moment of silence right there. I think that's the natural moment. All right, so now we're gonna do what we always do at the end about this time. We're gonna do. Scotty's gonna do the introductions. I think at some point you're gonna have to like come up with new nicknames weekly. It can't just be the same ones every week.
Well, for now, it's still Mark, Chantrell, Alan, Grayson, Max, Virgil, Mickey, and Sketty.
Sketty.
Yeah.
All right.
That-
Virgil.
That's not a bad nickname.
No. All right, Stage 1 podcast.
Buddha.
From the stoop to the store, legacy to legal, you know how we do. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to y'all.
Y'all.
Peace to the people. All right.
I be on that OG, fire by the OG, piling up the roaches, got me feeling rosy, higher than the northeast, my shit ain't got no seats, I be on the green like Mario and Yoshi.